welcome to Shitting with Sarah. I'm Sarah. Let's talk shit. Okay, so I want to talk about something today that's been really fucking triggering me on the internet. So lately, there's been a lot of comparisons, really problematic slash racist or sexist things compared to fucking Cardi B. This is so weird for me to even have to say this. Like, the fact that this is coming out of my mouth is just like baffling. The fact that I've had enough conversations that I feel the need to put it out on like a global scale to the internet for anyone to see is just alarming. So basically what I want to talk shit about today is this weird comparison between Cardi B and your problematic Viewpoints. So let me explain what I mean, because some of you might be like, I don't understand what's going on. So the other day, someone that I know from my hometown posted something that was like, you can cancel Dr. Seuss, but WAP is okay, and had a picture of Cardi B, and obviously that song WAP, which if you don't know it, it just means wet ass pussy, okay? And it's about sex, and it's about women asking for what they want and being sexual and embracing their sexuality. I'm not saying that everyone has to be outwardly sexual, that every woman should be talking about what her pussy is doing. You don't have to do that if you don't want to. But the point is, women who want to talk about their sexuality or the fact that they like sex or anything sexual about them should be fucking normal and allowed. Men are allowed to do stuff like that all the time. And what do we call it? Locker room talk. Boys will be boys. There are a million little phrases I could put in there that apply to men sexualizing women, or men talking about their dicks, or men talking about sex, or fucking anything. Women, on the other hand, are always told, be modest, cover up, but show something off. You're so boring. Wait, oh my God, you were asking for it. This is a whole nother video that I could make where I could talk for 2 fucking hours on the subject of sexism and sexuality, not sexuality like sexual preference, even though we probably could dive into that too. But I mean, sexuality is embracing your sexuality and how that's okay for men and not okay for women. But I'm gonna digress for a little bit. This is part of the topic, but I'm not gonna make it the whole topic. So basically what I mean is, someone was saying, oh, you're gonna cancel Dr. Seuss, but you're not gonna cancel WAP. Let's unpack why those things not only don't relate, but how this is not only sexist, but racist. So, Dr. Seuss, it came out that he was putting out books with really racist things in them, like terrible caricatures of African people and just really weird racist shit. If you haven't heard about that yet, please go look it up. Basically, no one was saying that all Dr. Seuss books should be banned. There were even articles saying, hey, he used to post these really racist things, and then he did anti-racist things during World War II or something like that. And okay, so no one's saying Green Eggs and Ham needs to be canceled. But what we're saying is Dr. Seuss should be held accountable for the racist shit, and those books just shouldn't be in publication anymore. Because who the fuck wants to see that? Who wants their kids to be reading a book where Black people are portrayed in a negative way? Honestly, I could think of a few people. But should that be fucking normal? No. So Dr. Seuss's company was like, hey, there's 6 books or something that we're just not gonna fucking publish anymore because they're racist. And everyone was like, great, hold people accountable for the racism. You don't have to fucking cancel Green Eggs and Ham, but you do have to cancel the racist ones. By the way, I'm using cancel because it's the popular word right now, but canceling and holding people accountable are honestly not really the same thing. Stop telling us that cancel culture isn't okay. Yes, it is. If someone does something fucking racist or sexist or homophobic or transphobic, you name it, they should be held accountable. If that means people don't want to purchase from a store because they know that the owner is homophobic, that's totally fucking okay, because why would you want to put money into the pocket of someone who goes against your core values? I'm getting sidetracked here, and I feel like I'm making like 10 different videos, and I totally could. And honestly, if you want to see me talk about these things, please let me know, because I am willing to do it. But I really want to focus on this one thing, so I'm trying to stay on track here. So, okay, Dr. Seuss did some racist shit, and people were mad about it. Other people who were mad that people were mad, which begs the question, why, made some type of meme that was like, you can cancel this, but you glorify this. Okay, so one of them, racist. The other one, women talking about being sexual, embracing their sexuality. How are these things related? Bottom line is, they're not. Cardi B wasn't doing something racist. She wasn't harming anyone. Maybe you think a song about wet ass pussy is not appropriate for your 3-year-old, and that's completely fine. Don't let your 3-year-olds listen to it. That is not who she's making the music for. Dr. Seuss, on the other hand, was making children's books. So let's start with that first distinction. Dr. Seuss made things for children. Cardi B did not. Cool. Number 2, one is about racism. Bad. Just bad. We know that's bad. There's no argument. Like, that's it. To put a black woman against something racist and saying one's okay, or one, you're mad that one is not okay, but you're also mad that this one is okay, kind of seems a bit racist. Like, why is there even a black woman in this conversation? Why are you comparing the actions of a black woman and herself embracing her sexuality to a man who dehumanized black people? Does that not start to kind of like make your brain go, wait, that's weird, right? Like, you're mad that we don't like his racist shit, but you're also mad that Cardi B is successful. I feel like I'm not saying properly what I mean. I'm having trouble finding the words right now. I think because I'm like really amped up about it, but like I just feel like it's so obvious that it's hard to even explain because of how obvious it is. It just seems like something is like fucking right there slapping you in the face. Why do I even have to say this? Why are you comparing a black woman and the actions of a black woman to a man who dehumanized black people? And making her the villain. Like, what? The other thing is that it's sexist, because people are only mad that Cardi B talked about her private areas because she's a fucking female. There are so many songs about fucking men slinging their dicks wherever the fuck they want, and no one cares. No one cares. And also, there are women who talk about sex outwardly all the time in their songs, and their picture wasn't there. For example, Ariana Grande, fucking love her. She wrote a song recently called 3435, which is literally about fucking and 69ing, and this is not the first song that she's done that talks about those things. Why wasn't her picture there? Because she's fucking white. And honestly, based on what I've seen of Ariana Grande, like on the internet, I'm pretty sure she'd fucking agree with this, because she seems to be kind of with the shits. The reason why you're seeing a black woman in this role is because of the racism that goes with it. If you have a problem with canceling racist books and propaganda, there's a good chance you are fucking racist, and that's why you chose a black woman to be the person you're comparing. And honestly, sexism runs so fucking deep that it's just like, at this point, they're not even caring. Like, they're not even thinking about it. No one's sitting here being like, well, she did talk about her wet ass pussy, but what about the 5,000 songs that I listen to that talk about big dicks? I can't. Okay, this shit makes me mad. Now, I saw another comparison, funny enough, by the same person, that said something like, you are okay with canceling a cartoon character, but you glorify this. And it was a picture of Cardi B and Meg Thee Stallion, like, basically touching their vaginas together on stage at the Grammys, which, you know what? Fucking girl power. Go for that shit. Let's talk about, again, how this is steeped in racism and sexism. So, Pepe Le Pew, I actually did watch this as a kid, and I don't think at the time I realized just how ridiculous it was, but I did think he was, like, really fucking ridiculous and, like, really OD. Like, he was just going too hard. But now, as an adult watching them, like, where I have a better understanding of sexual assault, I'm like, oh yeah, this first of all should not be for children and is really fucking weird. Like, I saw clips recently that I didn't remember. Like, there was one of the little cat that he likes, like, inside store or something inside a building, and he's outside it, and he's like, come out here, and she's like, no, I won't, and he's like, come, she says no, goes back and forth, and then he takes a gun to his head and then walks away, and then you hear a gunshot, and she runs out, and she's like, oh my god, what happened? And he's like, lucky for you, I missed. So not only is there sexual assault, but that's straight up fucking gaslighting and probably making light of suicide, which is a whole other thing that I'm not even gonna touch on, but the gaslighting, there's sexual assault. He's literally fucking inches away from raping that fucking cat. She's like, no, I'm not interested in you. And he's kissing her, holding her, won't let her fucking walk away. Like, that's not love, okay? That's sexual fucking assault. So now for you to compare sexual assault in a children's cartoon to a performance at a award ceremony that's honestly meant for adults. That's why they're on fucking late at night and shit. No one gives a shit. Like the MTV Awards or the Kids' Choice Awards, those are for kids, okay? Like the Grammys, those are for adults. So you're taking sexual assault in a kid's cartoon and women being sexual at an adult award show and comparing them. These things are not comparable, okay? For you to even be mad that women are being sexual, but not mad about the sexual assault that's present in Pepe Le Pew's fucking cartoons is mind-blowing. Mind-blowing. If you're mad about both because you're uncomfortable with sexual assault, or you're uncomfortable about Dr. Seuss being racist, but you're also uncomfortable about women talking about their bodies because that makes you feel weird for some reason, okay, then at least you don't like both. But you can't be on the side of the sexual assault or the racism and not on the side of women empowerment. Like, that doesn't make any fucking sense. I mean, you know what? It makes perfect sense, but not in a good way. It's fucking disgusting and embarrassing and shameful. It's absolutely shameful. The last time I made a video that even remotely touched on social or political issues was the only video that I ever made that got like a significant amount of dislikes and tons of hate comments. And it was all fucking men in my comments being like, well, you're ugly and you're stupid and whatever. Which, first of all, just isn't true, okay? Maybe you don't think I'm pretty, but that has nothing to do with what's going on. And maybe you don't think I'm smart, but that kind of just sounds like a cop-out because you were angry about what I said or felt offended by it. And I fully expect the same kind of reaction here. Fully expect it. And I don't fucking care. I really don't care. Call me whatever names you want. Say whatever you want to say. There is not going to be a conversation about this. It is on you to do the work. When a woman is telling you that something you're doing is negatively affecting women, it's harmful, it's problematic to women, reflect. Using Cardi B as your fucking, like, scapegoat for all things problematic. Whoa, Cardi B's worse. She's worse. Oh, racism? She's worse. Sexual assault? Nope, she's worse. First of all, it's a cop-out. It's lazy. It doesn't make any fucking sense. And it's just wrong. It's just based in sexism and it's based in racism. You're not saying these things about Ariana Grande. You're not saying these things about Madonna, who's been sexual for the longest time. Literally, songs like a Virgin, or when she has pole dancing in her shows, no one cared, but they sure as shit cared when they had pole dancing in the fucking Super Bowl because J-Lo is what? Not white. And she's barely not white because the white people accept her so fucking much, and they were pissed. Again, I could make a whole nother video about pole dancing and the negative connotations that come with it that shouldn't, but I'm gonna leave it there. This shit goes down to racism and it goes down to sexism. It's really easy to spot the sexism. It may be harder for you to spot the racism because you're like, well, just because she's black has nothing to do with it. It's because she wrote a nasty song. Go look at all the white women who successfully wrote nasty songs and no one batted an eye. I just gave you a few to start. Y'all need to get yourself together. You need to do some learning and you need to hold yourself accountable when someone calls you out, okay? You may not agree with me, but maybe ask yourself why. Ask your friends, ask your family, ask women, ask people of color. Try to have this conversation and realize that Cardi B is not your fucking enemy. You don't have to like her. Maybe you don't even like hip hop. Maybe you don't like rap. Maybe you don't like her because she's just not your cup of tea. That's completely fine and valid. But if you don't like her because she is talking about her sexuality, yet you listen to people like Ariana Grande or Madonna or fucking Britney Spears or literally any other white artist. Now think about maybe it's based in racism. The person that I talked to about this stuff, the person who was posting this and I was commenting being like, hey, this is kind of problematic, I'm gonna give you like the benefit of the doubt and think that your intentions were bad, maybe you're not really understanding the consequences here. He told me that I don't understand racism. Because I'm white, I can't understand racism. Now, just because I'm white doesn't mean I don't know what racism is or can't see it. I have been privileged enough to not experience it, but that doesn't mean that I can't call it out when I see it. And I think that it's so important for white people to call out racism when they see it against any community, the Black community, the Hispanic community, the Asian community right now. That's really fucking important. Keep calling out racism and keep calling out sexism. And please, you do not need to be a woman to see sexism in action and say some shit about it. And most likely, sexist men are gonna listen to your opinion over ours. So men, please help us with this. This really could be like a 20-part video, but I'm gonna stop this here. And I'm just gonna tell you that using Cardi B as your fucking #1 villain to compare to all your problematic bullshit makes no fucking sense, makes you look stupid, and makes you look intolerant. Do some fucking research. And Cardi B, thank you for stirring up all this shit, because these are conversations that need to be had. And that's all I got for you right now, because I am literally sweating from how angry this shit makes me. And I feel like I need a second shower. If you want me to go in depth, talk about any more of this shit, please comment, let me know. Let's have a conversation. If you are just commenting to troll, stop wasting your time, because I literally am not going to care and it's not going to offend me and you're just going to waste your energy. And have a great rest of your day, guys. I will see you soon.